We're going to tackle indecision, avoidance, confrontation, honesty, and clarity. So this is more than muscle. And today I'm going to give you 5 key things that are honestly going to help you so much in terms of your character, your mindset, and your approach to what you're doing, because what you're doing is probably not working. So we need some things to change. And I will tell you that most of the time, it's not that people can't change or don't want to change. They just don't know how. So my goal today is to really help you drive home some key kind of strategies to help you. And now what these are going to be surrounding is going to be clear, right? And you're going to get a lot of, I guess, value in this time because I think it's going to help you the most. So we're going to tackle indecision, avoidance, confrontation, honesty, and clarity. And I'm going to kind of help break down each of those because I think what kills people, to be completely honest with you, is that they aren't clear. And clarity is something that most people are lacking. And most of the time they really, really just don't know how to hone in on it, get it right, and obviously apply it. So application is absolutely everything. And if you are someone that maybe is in a higher role, which I believe that there's someone or something out there that you are probably leading, but you're not leading it correctly. So we're going to start with the first one. Indecision breeds doubt. So if you are ever doubtful of something, it's because you're not deciding on anything. And anyone out there, if they're coming across like they're doubting, it's because there's no decision made. And so indecision is also a decision, and it's also not a good one at that. Because when you are indecisive, you don't back yourself. You also don't back what it is that you're trying to decide on. So a lot of the time, what I try to focus on whenever I'm talking to someone is empowering them to make a decision. I can coach someone to make a decision. I can get somebody to make a decision, whether it's the wrong decision, maybe for what they're trying to do, or it's the right decision. It doesn't matter. The whole goal here is to make a decision, because I think there's so many people that are just like undecided. Like, I don't know. Do you really want to follow that person? Do you truly believe that the person that's the I don't know is really like leading the way? They're really like owning their life and, they're just like jumping for joy and everything's great for them? I highly doubt it. Okay, let's be real. I think most of the time, if you can just be more decisive, then you are going to get a lot of clarity. And in that, you're going to feel more confident because you are taking action and you're following through. One of the hardest things. Okay, next one. Avoidance kills respect. I can't tell you how many times weak people, and I will call it that, weak people don't know how to actually kind of like approach something and just have hard conversations. Just do the hard thing. Do the damn hard thing, because what it does is it builds respect. You're going to respect yourself. Others will respect you because you're not avoiding. If you live your life avoiding, then what you're doing is you're choosing the easy route. And I can tell you right now that avoidance really doesn't land anywhere good. So it is hard. Like, you've got to think about it. How many times have you had to have that hard conversation with someone? How many times have you had to go out and do this hard thing because you just needed to? That's one of the things that most people don't want to do. Now, I'll give you an example, because when I was playing soccer, one of the things that we had to do, and we had to initiate this, is we had to ask our coaches what we thought our game was like how was our performance, all these things. So game would go on, we would go through gameplay together, as a team, we would, watch the videos, go through all of that stuff. But if you wanted to get a little more respect, if you wanted a higher chance of improving, you had to go and say, hey, can we go over my footage? Or hey, can we go over my performance over the weekend? And to do that, you had to meet with your coach one-on-one, where they wanted, when they wanted. And you don't think that that is easy to avoid, because you don't want to hear the truth about how you actually performed, especially if you didn't win, and especially if you kind of know that you didn't do well, but it was the games that you didn't do well that honestly made you the best, because you learnt the most. So I used to send a message to my coach, and I'll be like, hey, do you have sometime this week so we can sit down and have a conversation of how I played? And they're like, yeah, okay, but I will tell you, like, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I was like, great, that's what I'll do. So I would sit down with them, and I can tell you right now, it never started with the positive. You know how people do the whole positive negative sandwich, right? Positive, yeah, you showed up well, but you could have worked on this. Like, none of that shit. Okay, this is like cutthroat stuff. This is cutthroat. This is like, okay, so you weren't fast enough. You didn't get to the ball quick enough. You got pushed off the ball all the fucking time. And every single time someone came at you, they got past you about 90% of the time. And I was like, dang, like, okay, so what do I need to do to improve? That's how it was. Now we live in a culture where everything has to be soft and gentle. Like we have to, gentle parent and gentle teach and gentle coach and gentle bullshit our way through life, which doesn't get anyone anywhere. So I share that because as an athlete, you have to have some thick skin. And as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive assistant, as a manager, as a leader who most people should be some form of a leader, you have to develop some thick skin, right? We like to call it elephant skin. If you haven't got any of that, then you're going to be wishy-washy. You're going to be indecisive. You're going to be like, I'll do it later. A procrastinator. You really won't earn a lot of respect, okay? So don't avoid, because I can tell you right now, every single time I asked for that conversation that I knew was going to be hard, that I knew was going to maybe be a little painful, I earned a little more respect, because then guess what I got? One thing that we've been talking about already for the last few minutes, clarity. I got clarity on what I need to do. Now, the next one, which I love, it's probably my favorite, and it's my favorite for a reason, is confrontation cures conflict. And here is why. How many times have you not wanted to call someone out on their shit? Okay, I love it. I love calling people out on their shit because I think it holds them accountable. Now, there's a difference, okay? There's a difference when you're calling someone out and you're confronting them. Maybe they said they were going to do something, but they didn't. Maybe they said that, they would follow through on something, but they didn't, and they did something else instead. But confronting them. And if someone gives you, I guess, an open door, if they're going to talk to you about something, I need you to understand something. You are then open to giving them your opinion because they came to you telling you about it, right? If someone comes to me telling me about why someone sucks and why their job sucks and why all this is happening, then that opens the door for me to confront them and say, why are you allowing it, right? Because you are in control with what you allow in, but also what you give out. So the best thing that you can do is have hard conversations, because what it does is it avoids and it kills and it cures conflict, because the conflict typically happens because there is, I would say, misunderstanding, right? Maybe some judgment that is inaccurate. There's a perception going on. How many times have you gone, oh, wow, I didn't know that about the situation. Oh, wow, I didn't know about that thing, and that's probably why it happened like that. The problem is that people just make assumptions, and assumptions is what creates more conflict. However, if you just confront the situation, you confront the person, right? You will cure the conflict. But don't be shy. Just do it. And do it even though it's tough. The best people, and I can tell you right now, there's a reason why there are specific executive levels out there, because they're okay confronting. They're okay with bringing something to the table. It's a hard topic. The person that's receiving it is a difficult person, but guess what? They're willing to do it. Now, I have worked with many people across my life. I've worked with really tough coaches that have confronted me. I've worked with many people, like colleagues, especially in the fitness space. Oh my gosh, some of them do the most stupidest shit in the world. Like they go and give people the worst diets. They give people the worst exercises. And I have to go, can you help me understand why you thought that was okay? Like I need your understanding. Like I need to really kind of like put myself into your body and into your brain and kind of think, what the fuck were you thinking? Right? Because I need to understand that. And then once you confront them, if they get defensive, then they're probably going to be like, well, you're kind of right. So when people put their pride down and they drop the ego, they're open to receiving. However, it all comes down to your execution. Now, I will tell you that you have to be a little bit careful sometimes. So there is a big difference when someone, right, just maybe needs to be let off the hook versus shown compassion. Some people that are like, hey, you did what you could. You could have done a little better, yes, but next time, change it. So we're going to let them off the hook. Compassion is going to be like, whoa, you're in a very tough situation, and I totally understand why you did that. Don't do, you like see what you can do differently next time. There's compassion and there's letting off the hook. There's a big difference, right? But too many people veer down the direction of let's just let everyone off the hook, okay? If you go and say dumb shit, if you go and do dumb shit, don't worry, you couldn't help yourself. You couldn't help yourself from being dumb. I think you definitely could help yourself from being dumb. Again, It's a confrontation, but it's a confrontation that is trying to better the situation, better the person, maybe even better your relationship, okay? Don't be shy to tell whoever you're with that they can improve themselves, right? And they can maybe improve one area, which is communication, because I think most people don't know how to communicate. It's a key. All right. Honesty builds trust. Honesty is one of the top things, right? Be honest, be honest, be honest. And I can't say it enough times. Just be honest, because honesty really is going to be probably number one of like 3 communications in there as well that are going to literally save you, right? It's going to save you so much heartache. It's going to save you so much issues. It's just going to save you a lot. So be honest, because it builds so much trust. And when you have trust, you just feel safe, you feel secure, and you can carry that so many different places. Last one, clarity kills confusion. Why does clarity kill confusion? Well, when people are confused, they act out. When people don't know what the fuck to do, they're going to act in a manner that shows that they're confused. Like, I didn't know what to do, so I kind of did both. Oh, I didn't know what to say because I didn't really know what was true. Clarity is going to kill all confusion, and it's going to lead you down a path where the communication is clear, right? It makes sense. The more that you do this, the more you're going to find that it's easier for you to maintain. And I want you guys to look at these top 5 things and look into your life. Where are you lacking? Where do you not make decisions? Where do you avoid? Where do you not confront anyone? Where do you lie a little bit? Because let's be real, everybody lies, but where do you lie a little too much? And where are you not clear? Like, be very, very, very honest with yourself and ask yourself those questions, and then start to go, how can I change the direction now? How can I shift it a little bit and start to be a little bit better? All right. You can apply this today, this moment. After you listen to this, you can start doing it. And this is going to be what is going to help you level yourself up as a human being. Because I think we have a lot of low levels out there. We don't need any more. If you can you start to, like, if you're like a 1.0 version, can you kind of like bump yourself up to a 4.0? And then hopefully over the course of time, you're eventually going to land at a 10.0 version, and then the world is going to improve. So just remember, guys, everything you want is on the other side of fear. So take action, make a move, because you're one decision away from a completely different life.